Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the Outside View, brought to you by Women's Crick Zone and presented by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness and MRI Hospitals. So match 9 of the World Cup and South Africa and Pakistan are all set to battle it out against each other. Pakistan will look to revive their semi-final qualification hopes, whereas South Africa have had a long wait for their second game after seeing off Bangladesh and will now aim to continue the winning momentum with a more rounded performance. Joining me to discuss today's game are Marina and Dane. Welcome both of you to the show.
Thank you.
Coming first to Dane. South Africa, of course, would be a tad bit disappointed with the rusty start they received, but we know that they are a better side and the nerves would have settled by now, and we're going to get to see a better side today on the field, Dane.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope they've settled. I hope they've learn from, I guess, as you mentioned, just a little bit of nerves. I mean, it's a World Cup tournament. I understand there's nerves, but you kind of have to park that and bring your A game, as you would say. I think that's a bit of a cliche, but I think that's the truth. You need to bring your A game, and hopefully they've parked those nerves and understand that they need to bring every bit of confidence, every bit of experience to this World Cup, and try and really stamp their name on it, because a lot of people have spoken about South Africa being the favorites, or I won't say the dark horses, but a lot of people have spoken about this team, but certainly have not shown that against Bangladesh, and hopefully today they can show what everybody has been speaking about and what I've been seeing as obviously a player, not just a captain, but a player from the side as well.
True. We actually termed them as the favorites, and they were number two ODI ranked team. So a lot of things expected from them. They eventually pulled it off against Bangladesh as well. So a quick update about the toss. Pakistan have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first. Coming to you, Marina, with it, they looked good with the ball against India in their first game, but have lost their 2 games in a row, and now this one is a big one for them. So how would they approach this game, keeping aside everything that happened in the past?
Well, I think they might be feeling a bit more confident because last year they had a couple of good games against South Africa, close one as well. But again, there were some differences in the playing 11. Bisma wasn't there. Now she's in the playing 11. Kainat Imtiaz and Aisha Naseem made a huge difference. But now they're not in the side. But again, Alia and Nida had a good run. There had been some troubles at the top order, and I hope that they would have now sorted it out. But again, talking about bowling, they are a really good unit. I think last game against Australia, actually, they kind of missed a trick few times, but I hope that they would have learned it. But coming back to today's game, I think they're pretty confident that if they can manage to get breakthrough earlier, they might, build some pressure around South African batting order. That actually depends a lot on Laura, and I don't know if Lee is playing or not, but again, Cap has been in really good touch and she plays crucial innings. But they do know their weaknesses, and it's all about executing and keeping your nerves.
Yeah, it's all about executing. And then in the post-match, Coach Hilton said that, the number 2, 3, and 4, somewhere around there, the runs are not coming as much as they wanted it to come. So Dane, he added that it was a frustration owing to the capability of the players. So in that team environment, how does one deal with it? How does the coach deal with it? You've been there. If you could share that with us.
Yeah, look, I can understand that it's there's a frustration, because that, I guess, that is, you've got Nazali at the top, and she hasn't played a lot of cricket, but she's incredibly powerful, and you want that momentum to go on. I've spoken about it in length in in the previous reviews and previews. But yeah, you need players that comes in that continues that. I'm not saying continue at 6 and over, but you cannot go from 5 to 6 and over down to 3 and over. Then you kind of break the whole the rhythm of the game. So I understand why Hilton said that, but at the end of the day, it comes down to selection as well. And they needed to be smart about the selection. And I said from the start, I just felt like the whole batting lineup had to shift. Sune was the number 3 batter when I was there, and I didn't feel like she had to do. She didn't need to move. You've got as Marina said, she mentioned about Marizon being in very good nick. You've got Mignon de Pree there as well, and Chloe Tryon. So there's nothing wrong with your batting lineup. You can actually just shift everybody. Yes, you shorten your batting lineup in your. I guess when you look at it, you say, "Oh, I'm shorting the batting lineup," but you're not, because whoever you would have put in at 3, you can just slot down at 6, 7. So that means Sune goes up to 3, Mignon goes up to 4, Marizon 5, Chloe Tryon up to 6, and then you've got that batter that you can just slot in down there or before Chloe Tryon, and then you still have your keeper batter, and you go down to your bowlers. So yeah, I understand what he said. I was quite frustrated when I watched the game, because I just felt like there's players that's hitting the ball at the moment really well, and yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what their tactics are today, and I might be a bit frustrated again, but I'm not there to judge it. I'm just here to, I guess, analyze it. But I just feel like they've got a better, they've got batters that they can push higher up, in my opinion, and yeah, they haven't done that. So you can't be that frustrated if you kind of have those players that you can maybe push up a little bit.
Lizzie, of course, has returned to the side, Lara, in place of Lara Goodall. So her presence will again, strengthen that batting unit for South Africa. And a word on her also, Dane, because she's been an integral part of the setup, scoring one of the highest run scorers for the team. A word on her.
Yeah, look, she's incredible. I mentioned in the preview, she knows that I love watching her bat, and she takes the game to the opposition. She does not die wondering. That's what I always laugh and tell her. So you obviously don't die wondering, and it's always lovely to watch her bat, and I'm just so glad she's back. I spoke to her before, before the last game she didn't play, and we just had some conversations, and I just said to her, I'm so excited to see you back. I just want to see you back and play. I don't care when last she batted. I think she's going to play an integral part within that batting setup, and just take a bit of pressure off some of the scoring rates that South Africa has found themselves in the recent past.
Definitely, and we all are excited to watch Lizzie back in action, and that would be a great positive for South Africa as well. Of course, for Pakistan, there's also one change: Ghulam Fatima for Anam Amin. Your thoughts on that? Just have a quick look at the 11. So yeah, Pakistan, Sidra Amin, Nahinda Khan, Umaima, good mix and youngsters there. Of course, for South Africa, Lizzie comes back, Laura Wolfart, Tasmin Briggs. Sunil is, of course, leading the side. The experience of Marisa and Kap, Chloe Tryon. Your thoughts, Marina, on the inclusion of Ghulam Fatima for Anam Amin?
Well, firstly, again, Javeria is missing out. It will affect the batting. But yes, I think they should have gone with Anam Amin, because given the fact that Lee is back, and also keeping Laura in mind, because she is very dominated towards the offside. And with Anam, the thing is that with new ball, she darts it in and probably can keep Laura and Lee under check. But I think that they went with the other tactics. Ghulam Fatma, yes, she can get a lot of turn, given the fact that the wickets have been a bit slower and we did see some spin around. So that can be the idea, just to give a little bit more cushion to the bowling in the middle overs. But again, lot will depend on Diana Baig, and now with Fatma Sana with the new ball, which she really hasn't bowled. She's been coming in the first change. So that will be a change of roles now. But yeah, I personally would have preferred Anam Amin, but they went with the other tactics. So let's hope it works for them.
Yeah. And for South Africa against Bangladesh, we saw that all the experienced players they stepped up when the team was kind of struggling to pile up those big runs. We saw a 71 run, sixth wicket stand between Chloe Tryon and Marizanne that helped South Africa to actually reach a good total 200. It helped them to cross 200 plus mark. So experience counts in these global events, as we always say. So that's what South Africa did, Dane. Chloe Try and Marizan Cap. What an innings for them from them. What a partnership that actually helped South Africa to get that stability in the batting in the in the middle overs.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it just feels like Marizon Chloe is a safety net at the moment. They when the top order doesn't come off, they're the safety net, and they need to change the game. And as I mentioned, it frustrates me a little bit because I just feel like if that is the way they're striking the ball and the way they're looking, we spoke about how they've actually made the wicket look like it was a different wicket. So for me, I'd like to see them face a little bit more balls. I've mentioned that you want your best batters to face many balls. Interesting for me to see that they put Tasman Brits at 3. When I just looked at the team sheet, I'm actually really surprised because Tasman is an opener by I guess by selection and as long as I've known her. So, and also just by the strike rate that she's given the team for the last couple of games, it's just, as I mentioned, it's almost feel like it's just you've got Lazali that's incredibly explosive. You've got Laura Wolford that has been such a good striker of the ball. She's maybe not as quick as Lazali, but I mean, yeah, they give the team a very good start. And then you've got Tasman that's been struggling a little bit and she's just batting a little bit slow. So it's almost like you've got a bit of a stop there. And hopefully she doesn't do that today. Don't get me wrong, but where's she going to find that confidence? Where's she going to find that groove and really take the game forward? And then Sune is a bit of a slower starter. Yes, she can make up 100%. We've seen that. But I just feel like it's two really explosive batters at the top. And then you've got two players that starts really a little bit slower. So, it's just, I'm very interested. Yeah, I just feel like at the moment, Marizon and Chloe they're a bit more of a safety net than they are, and I think that it doesn't allow them to play their natural roles. And I mean, we saw Marizon running out of partners as well. That's just I'm trying to understand the tactics at the moment, which I cannot.
Yeah, so both of them, South Africa, will be aiming to continue the winning momentum, whereas Pakistan searching their first win in this tournament. We'll quickly have a look at the head-to-head record of both the teams as to when the teams have faced each other. On 24 occasions, Pakistan have won 4, South Africa 18. Clearly, South Africa has the edge, but coming to the batting of Pakistan, Marina, there have been collapses. What they need to do differently, they have lost 2 games and an important one they are playing now against South Africa.
Well, again, the problem is the top order, and it's not going to be easy against Ismail and Cap today. But yes, I think again it's all about the mindset. Whatever resources they have, Javeria isn't there, but Sidra Amin had a good run. Naida did play the match against Australia, and she do have a bit of a good run against South Africa as well. All they need to do is to play with positive intent. We've seen that going into a bit of shell, and then by the time they realize that they're falling behind, it's too late, and it's not easy, especially on this wicket, to go for the big shots. The boundary is bigger, and we've seen that in the previous game. Yes, the surface was a bit better against what we saw in India, but I think that again they need to maintain a certain run rate from over number 1, and then probably allow Nida and Alia to come in and play their natural game. Right now, it has been the survival mode for both of them, and it's not going to help Pakistan because they both like to come in like after 25 or 30 overs and then settle in and then play the attacking cricket, which was actually helping Pakistan. But now, because of the fall of the wickets early on, they have to come in, they have to be very cautious, and a lot has been expected of them. So it's never easy to coming into such a pressure situation and play against your nature. So solid start up front can definitely help Pakistan to build a good momentum, and then whatever the total is, they might go and try to chase it down. But again, I've been saying on and off that the top order needs to click. It's about time now.
You talked about the top order, but there have been quite a few changes in the opening slots there. So, do you think that affects the players' mindset? That affects the entire scenario? Because we saw Muniba opening the innings against West Indies when they played, but now you have your openers. As of course, you said that Javeria Khan is not there, but then all the other batting unit, but specifically talking about the opening slot, a lot of trials there. Does that hurt the team to get that sort of rhythm and to get that perfect two openers that you have for the side?
Well, definitely it does affect. I mean, if you look at the modern day cricket and the big teams, they have a very sorted batting lineup and players know their role. So it's never going to help if you keep shuffling. But again, my argument has been that I've been involved in the selection and I've seen these players. The only reason the management has to shuffle is that no one is consistently performing at the top order. Muniba had I think, two solid series against South Africa and West Indies. She failed. Javeria has been in and out, but she was the captain, so she actually was hesitant in opening. Whereas I feel that she plays more openly when she opens, but that's the another case. Naida has been out of touch for a long time now. Again, if you look at Sidra, I mean, she's been in and out. Her strike rate issues were the biggest, question mark for Pakistan. So the problem is that there is no one actually stepping up and turning out to be a more consistent and the modern type of opener that Pakistan needs. And that actually forces that shuffle. And obviously, coming into such a big tournament, it is never going to be easy for the management to sort it out.
Definitely, that is something that Pakistan would want to put their thinking hats on for. We've talked about Chloe Tryon with the bat, but of course, she had a difficult couple of years with injury. How important will her role be, especially with the ball? Of course, in your absence, Dane, knowing that the slower bowlers are getting good help from the surface in the tournament so far.
Yeah, look, I haven't been quiet about the fact that I'm looking for South Africa's frontline spinner at the moment. I've mentioned many times that when Sine bowled, Chloe didn't bowl, and then when Chloe bowled, Sine didn't bowl, and that's a worry for me personally. When I look at the game, I honestly and truly believe there should be a frontline spinner when you look at a team, any team. And especially South Africa, and I think Shanae has done an amazing job in the past as a leg spinner, and obviously disappointed to see her not bowl herself as much. And I've mentioned that maybe as captain, I had that problem where I didn't want to bowl myself because I didn't want the players to think that I'll take I want to take, I guess, the glory or whatever. But at the end of the day, that they should realize there is that little bit of gap when it comes to leg spin that I leave. Not that I was the best, but it's just at the time I was the frontline spinner with Sune coming after me, and yeah, it's just a bit of a worry for me. It's great to see Chloe bowling. Don't get me wrong. I think she did a great job in the previous the previous ODI, which nobody kind of expected. We know she can do a job, but she didn't have many overs behind her. So yeah, I was obviously very worried, but really good to see her coming into her own as a spinner within the side, and hopefully she can do that. And I think that the main thing is just to extract that the turn from these wickets that it's actually providing for some teams is it's actually turning in New Zealand at the moment. So it's just extracting that and being. I'd like to see it a little bit more as an attacking option more than it is a containing option from the South Africans at this moment. But you never know. I mean, Shanae has a great record, and hopefully, she comes to the fore as well, and because she can turn the ball as well. And yeah, it's just about me asking who is the frontline spinner at the moment.
Definitely. So having a word, taking into account Bisma Maroof played in the last match against Australia, Pakistan's highest ODI World Cups, Alia Riaz and Bisma Maroof tells you how much experience is important in global tournaments, and that celebration of Bisma Maroof post reaching her 50-run mark. Your thoughts on that and importance of Bisma Maroof in the side, Marina?
I mean, there's no doubt how important she is, and you can see right away the difference in the environment, the difference the players' mindset have been. And yes, I mean, she's very important if you talk about the batting. But for me, more importantly, the mindset she brings that actually affects and travels within the team, especially for the youngsters. Again, her main argument has been that it's not just about playing cricket or matches, it's about how impactful you are as a player and how many matches you can win for your country. And I think talking about Fatma Sana, Diana Baig, even other youngsters, they actually sit around her and they have developed that sort of thinking. Even Alia Riaz. So you have seen the evolution of Alia. Now she is becoming a very mature person and she wants to win matches. And even if you look at the partnership in the middle, initially there were some nerves with Alia, but because Bisma was present in the middle, she keeps on talking to whatever the partner she has, and actually that helps. And again, with the celebration, I mean, that was a perfect one. It's never easy coming from pregnancy and then having a child, and obviously it's more of a motivation that you can see your daughter there, your own mother there, and then performing. I mean, there was a lot of talk going about that, will she be able to perform as much as it was expected from her, and how her being physically challenged will affect her. So I mean, she's shut down every critique, and it's just the beginning. I know her. She'll like to go more on the runs, and as well as she would be disappointed for not winning matches. But she's that sort of a character that when she's in, she wants to win matches, being a batter or being a captain, and nothing can stop her, that's for sure.
We
Yeah,
of
we
course
would
got
know, Marina. We would know when she's in. She wins game.
Yeah.
got the reaction and the thoughts of Marina on Bisma Maroof's celebration on her batting in the last match when she joined us. Would want to know from you as well, Dane, how does it feel when you play her as an opposition? And of course, the innings that came from her against Australia, especially coming back from a maternity leave and then playing that special knock, that special celebration.
Yeah, look, I think that was goosebump stuff. You know, every I think every single player watching that, if you're a mother or not, was excited, got very proud. You know, I just think somebody coming back from I guess a pregnancy and all those things, it's not easy. I cannot imagine how tough it had to be, and the fact that as Marina said, she shut everything down. You know, people questioned questioned, I guess, her fitness, questioned everything, and she just went, "Well, I'll show you." And you know, that makes us proud as female cricketers, as females in general. Just going, you know what, you know, we will break this, I guess, the stigma of, you know, you can't have a child and then come back and play cricket. And you know what, she led from the front, and with her daughter being there, with her mom, you know, every single player. I would be surprised if there was one female cricketer that just went, well, this does not bother me, because it was such a special moment. And no doubt she'll do more of that for Pakistan. I've come to know her really well when it comes to obviously cricket. She, as I just mentioned, she's taken games away from us as me, well, for me as a captain, and I got really frustrated. But that's just the presence she brings within the side. And yeah, she's such a quality cricketer, such a quality cricket brain. I've watched her, you know, closely when we played against them, and yeah, no doubt she's going to win more games for her country. It's just the character she is, and that's what she wants to do, pregnancy or not, kid or not. She still wants to pick up her hand and obviously win games for her country. And you know, again, that's just the testament to the type of person and player she is.
Truly, that was a goosebump stuff, as Dane said. Getting to South Africa's batting now, Lizelle, of course, coming back at the top. That would help probably South Africa to get those quick runs. That is what actually everybody would expect, because in the last match we saw that Brits, she kind of struggled initially, got to her off the mark on the 19th ball. But this should be like changing in this match with Lizelle and Laura Wolfart. That would also remove a lot of pressure off from Laura Wolfart. Your thoughts on that? Lenny?
Yeah, look, as I mentioned, I think the worry for me is just if Lazali, the way she plays, and Laura as well, I think they've been a formidable pair for the team first of all. And they generally get the team off to a very good start, and not a slow start as by no means. But for me, just slotting Tasman, and I assume she'll come in at 3, just because if I look at the batting lineup, I assume she's going to come in at 3, and then Sune. It's just, yeah, it's the fact that she's been striking so slowly. I'm just worried about is the game going to just stop there a little bit when she comes in. Maybe it takes a bit of pressure off her when Lazali comes in and striking a bit quicker. I don't know. As Hilton, as you mentioned, Hilton said he's a bit worried about that, but I think there's a better solution to the number 3 call, in my opinion. And yeah, I think Shanae has been good. It's just been a bit of a slower starter, but she makes up really well. So yeah, I'm a bit worried. If I look at that batting lineup, I'm just worried a little bit about that number 3 spot, about the game, dying a little bit after maybe a good start. We'll see today. Maybe it changes. I don't know. There's people higher up that's a bit smarter than me, but that's my worry when I look at the team. And I mean, I've known the team for a little bit, so I don't know. I've got a bit of a mixed feeling about obviously people coming in after Lazali, because I don't want Lazali to feel like she's got pressure and she needs to bomb it out the ground and she needs to change the game, because we always said if she bats a good amount of time, we'll win, because that's the nature of Lazali.
True. That would be interesting for all of us to watch. But then a word on Umaima Sohail Marina. Didn't bowl in the first game, gets the charge of the ball in the match against Australia. 2 wickets. Just about the basket of skills she brings to the table.
Well, it's amazing. As I mentioned earlier, she is not fond of bowling, but whenever she bowls, she can surprise you. She's not consistent in turning the ball, but whenever she does, it's a huge turn. So that was a surprise package against Australia. But yes, I think that Pakistan will be definitely using her in the middle overs, given the fact if there is a lot of turn with Ghulam Fatma, they can try it. And yes, but my more concern is about her batting. Few technical things that I've been watching her since last year. I think a bit of footwork issues that has been troubling her. Otherwise, if she can sort these things out and she can come with a positive mind, she likes to score runs. She never holds back on her shots, and that can actually make a huge difference at number 3 again, number 4 actually. But yes, again, I think that there are a few things in the top order that needs to be sorted. Otherwise, if Umaima Sohail gets going, if she gets the confidence, she gets over the initial nerves, then she can give you a quick 50 and hopefully more for Pakistan's sake. But yep, she's a good prospect, but she's more fond of batting, and Pakistan would want her taking the batting role more than the bowling one.
Definitely. And the bowling department of South Africa now, we of course know that Shabnam Ismail has impressive figures against Pakistan, and she's just brings that determination, that passion to the field. And also Ayabonga Khaka, we saw that she produced an excellent performance in the last game. Your words on both of them, Dane?
Yeah, look, I always say, and I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not being arrogant, but I always said that I've got the best bowling lineup in the world, and I think I've got the best pace attack in the world as a captain. And they've proven it over and over again. Certainly there are batters that's going to take it to them, but I mean, Ayabonga has been incredible. I saw the stats for the last, I think from the last 2 years. I don't know if I saw it last night or this morning, but it's ridiculous. I think her average is 10 at the moment. That's ridiculous for a pace bowler. She's leading the wicket takers as well. Yeah, it just shows you that she's coming into her own. And then you've got Shabnam that's really quick. Scary to face sometimes, and then you've got Marizan as well. It just keeps on coming. But I mean, as Marina said, if these batters put these bowlers under pressure, you don't know what's going to happen. Interesting to see that Pakistan chose to bowl first. It looks like two batting lineups that's a bit under pressure. So you would feel like if a batting lineup's under pressure, they want to set instead of chasing. So yeah, I think especially going up against this bowling attack, it was just an interesting call, for me, but I don't know if it's going to get a little bit better. I'm not there, so I won't know. It's easy to sit here and speak about cricket, but I won't know. But yeah, certainly a formidable bowling attack for South Africa.
Okay, then sending you guys a virtual prediction hat. Coming to you, Marina, first. How much are Pakistan chasing?
Well, I think they'll be pretty happy if they can restrict South Africa under 220, given the fact if they can manage to get Lee out initially. I think coming into playing her first game in the World Cup, she'll have to quickly adjust to the surface and also a bit of pressure. So Pakistan might be able to, capitalize on that thing. Again, Laura has a huge role to play, and then middle order, you've seen that Cap has been really brilliant. So there are a few things which Pakistan can utilize and capitalize to get them restricted, and but again, huge role in fielding and consistent bowling. That's what's required to do that.
220 is what Marina has predicted. Then
Yeah, I don't like this part because my predictions has been off like far. So, well, I got the total right the previous game. I was spot on with the total, but every time I think a player is gonna score, I was wrong. I said Susie Bates gonna score and Smriti, and both of them failed. So, well, not failed, but they didn't come off. So. I have to go the opposite of Marina because I mean it is a South African versus a Pakistan player. So I mean we need to. I think if Lazali comes off, they need to push that 250 mark. I've said it many times. They need to push it. They need to. If you want to win a World Cup, you need to push 250 and 300. So Lazali is massive, and as Marina has mentioned, Marizon has been very good for the side as well. So my prediction is going to be, let's just play it safe, like I did the previous game, 260. Let's just play it safe and see how it goes. But it is a batting lineup that's going to be under pressure against a very good Pakistan attack.
amazing. That's going to be interesting, and we'll be all excited to watch the action unfold. So you stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket. We'll pick up this conversation in the mid show.